I'll give you exactly 5 minutes. You have to be telling 18A, 19C, 28D, whatever, okay? Your time starts now. You can choose to type together or one by one. Guys, I could see a lot of you have answered. I'm waiting for a few more people to finish off everything. Okay, so obviously VT is one of the main killers for maternal mortality. So you are bound to get these questions, okay? Either with the risk scoring or what would you do? Guys, always remember to go back to the basics, okay? So the first one, when somebody comes to you with acute pain, tenderness, swelling, with no chest pain or shortness of breath. I think most of you have written B. Isn't it GA complete 1? Isn't it GA complete option? Do you remember the flow chart which they show? The first thing, the second line which talks about is full blood count, urea electrolytes, liver function test, and the coagulation test. I understand that ultrasound is something which is important. Okay, I completely understand. Here, whenever you are, because this anyways you're going, I would probably go for an option which has duplex or Doppler. But because it is not there, and the first test, because they have been asking you what is the most important first test, what is your appropriate next step in management from the list of options above. I completely agree. In the exam, what they would give us, because this is from one of the books, in the exam what they give us, they would give you compression duplex ultrasound here. Okay, and they would give you compression duplex ultrasound. Obviously, still even then you are going to do B only, because these are bedside tests, guys. After that, you're going to refer to the patient for the scan. Am I making sense? Is this clear?
But the question is asking most appropriate next step, no ma'am.
Correct.
So in that way, it is diagnosing. Is
I agree. But isn't it you always take a blood and send for the scan?
Yes, but exam wise.
Why but? So I completely agree. So as I said, the exams questions are very crystal clear. Okay.
We also give heparin before ultrasound.
Sorry, let me complete. In exams, I've given the options without changing, because in exams, you should know that there could be options like this, but usually in the exams, the questions and the options are crystal clear. Okay, definitely I agree with you guys. Along with this, you would want to do the compression duplex. I'm not denying the fact at all. Okay, but again, you won't be doing only compression. Let me finish, guys. Why are you in so hurry? Kiran, I'll give you a chance. Relax. I'm here only. Okay. So whenever you have been given this bedside test, it's always you take the blood test and send for compression duplex ultrasound, because it takes few hours for the test to come back as well, right? Okay. If I have been given definitive test, I would definitely go for compression duplex ultrasound. They've given most appropriate next step management. Yes, Kiran, now you can ask me if it is still not clear.
Yes, I was asking just that these tests are required before we start anticoagulation therapy, and it's not being diagnosed yet. There is no chest pain.
Okay. Do you remember?
We have just.
Do you remember the flow chart of suspicious DVT?
Yes.
So where does the CBC CRP comes? Share that CBC and FBC comes. So again, my point is, definitive management will always be, I'm not denying the fact we have to do the ultrasound, duplex ultrasound to get it. Okay. I will not be sharing, Aishwarya. It is in the edge of your GTG, in the end of GTG. Please open your GTG, look into the GTG and share it. Okay. Okay. Because when you search for yourself, that is easier. Okay. When symptomatic, why stop? Okay. Sumita, again, is this clear? Is this clear to Kiran? Would you all be kind enough to share me this chart?
Clear.
Okay, yes, Sushma.
Ma'am, in that flowchart, it is for suspected pulmonary embolism.
Correct.
Here, she has no chest pain, shortness of breath. We are suspecting DVT, no, ma'am. So,
yes. DVT is always the primary source is pulmonary. For pulmonary embolism, always the primary source is DVT. Whenever you suspect, guys, you just imagine a patient is coming to you, okay, with a swollen leg. You know that you have to shift for the scan. So it is not that radiologist is waiting for you to do the scan immediately, right? You always do the blood test and send it further. This is the first step. If it is definitive step, I always agree duplex. Please understand next step and the definitive steps.
In that flowchart, chest X-ray and ECG is also there. No?
Yes,
After ultrasound.
Yes. See, my dear, please understand, don't go for the bookish. Just, you are still looking into the question. You are not looking into the scenario which I am trying to tell you. You are the registrar who is there. Okay, you are the registrar who is been seeing this patient. So what would you do if a patient comes with a swollen leg? Take the bloods and send for scan.
Yes, sir.
Very simple.
Yes.
Okay. And the next one, whoever has got it wrong, this is straight away from the guideline. This is the straight away from the guideline which they have mentioned. So this is due to the, and whenever they give such references, it is purely because of the studies they made. Okay. So that is the reason. Okay, Gania, we can choose only one option, sweetheart. That is the reason I have chosen that. Okay. Is this clear to all of you? 19th is clear for everybody? With one question, everything changes, guys. Don't try changing one topic here and there. Are we good? Okay. Who is going to share me this screenshot in the GTG? This is exactly from the GTG which has been given. Who is going to share the screenshot of this GTG in the group? Aishwarya is going to share the flowchart because she wanted me to share. So I want Aishwarya to share now. Aishwarya, would you be able to share me the flowchart? Yes, no? Yes? Okay. Thank you, Aishwarya. So who is going to share me this particular sentence? Where is it? Why am I not able to share the screen? Are you guys able to see the screen? No, right? No, right? One second, guys. Anusha, are you there? Okay. Yes, I haven't got any volunteer. Very bad. Nobody wants to read this guideline thoroughly. Somebody has already shared here.
Okay, I will share.
Sorry, who is this? I will share. Sorry.
Kiran.
Kiran.
I will.
Thank you. One second, guys. Okay. And also I wanted to know one more homework. How long they have to be wearing the stockings after VTE? Okay. So that's also your homework. I'm giving a lot of homeworks and you guys will all disappear after the session. Is it? Okay. If you guys know me, I'll be behind you guys till you finish. That's why I'm asking the names also, so that I can tag you guys and kill you. Okay, so please share whenever you can. Let's move on. Yes, I think this most of you have got it correctly. 18-year-old, 35 weeks, presented with chest pain, shortness of breath. She has sinus tachycardia, chest X-ray is normal, laboratory investigations are normal, and she has been started on low molecular weight heparin. So here the problem is everything is normal. So what is next? Chest X-ray normal, you go for VQ scan. What is the problem with VQ scan? Can you all type quickly? VQ scan, CTPA, what is the issues? Again, I think, I don't know whether, yes, leukemia in particularly. And CTPA, because it is so very close to the breast, right? A lot of radiation. Perfect, breast cancers, yes. So I think this, everybody got it right as far as I could see. The next one, 42-year-old, 18 weeks, chest pain, mild shortness of breath, swollen left leg, baseline including everything is normal. Duplex ultrasound confirms left-sided femoral DVT. Here, lots of you had a different answers. I don't know why. It has to be therapeutic dose, low molecular weight heparin. If somebody has confirmed the DVT, you are supposed to be starting the therapeutic dose. I don't know, probably the way you typed it was different. I'm not sure. Are we all on the same page for this? These ones you shouldn't go wrong, guys. Okay. Why not G? Okay. See, guys, the thing is, if already baseline investigations, I hope you could see this video. Okay. Okay. That is the reason. Neha. Okay. So please read. Okay. It happens because we always try looking to the things which is We always read, but we miss. Okay, the last one. I don't know, any of you got this correct? I'm not sure. 23-year-old referred by midwife. Everything you did and CTPA reports, no evidence of embolus, so everything is fine. So what do you do? What was your answers for this? Unfractionated heparin if she has allergy, or if you unfractionated heparin, actually you don't want to give, unless your hematologist mentioned, or she is allergic to this one, or if she has issues with the kidney one. Okay. Yes, guys. So how many of you got this correct for 22nd? It's very important, guys, because everything has been rare. Okay. Okay, I think this is the problem when you dissect everything. Okay. So it says no evidence on embolus, unable to exclude smaller peripheral emboli. I agree. Okay. But as of now, the patient, okay, what was the other options which you guys have put in? Let me look into that. What are the other options you guys wanted to put? Okay, N and C. Stop treatment, C. Okay. Okay, fine. But where do you want to keep her till then? You want to keep admitted her so far, and how do you help with the bed things? It's a very practical question which they are asking. Okay. You have started, she has to continue the medication. Right now, there is nothing much. Probably you want a repeat test. That's what you are all trying to say me. Right. You are not worried, but you don't want to completely go out of the follow-up. Okay. So basically, when somebody has referred you, whether GP has referred, whether midwife has referred, once your situation solves, you're supposed to be referring them back, right? The patient has to go back to their care and they would come back again whenever you want them, right? Does that make sense? Obviously, I'm not going to tell that she is going to deliver in a midwife-led care unit. That is not what I am trying to tell you. When somebody is referred by the midwife and you know things and she has to be on a follow-up, she can be in midwife-led care and she can come back for the rest of the things. Like later on, she can come back for delivery or whatever. Are we clear, guys? Yes, no? Because this is a general protocol, right? If a GP refers, you are going to write a letter back to GP. Correct? Okay. So 22, what is the scores? What are the scores? I want the total score. So you should keep on adding 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus whatever. So whenever I'm asking, you are supposed to be knowing the total score so far. Out of 22, how much thing you have got? Right? So keep a note of that, okay? So as of now, let's move on. Fantastic, guys. I'm happy to see good numbers. And guys, I cannot emphasize more than this. I haven't actually done any question on, I don't know whether I don't remember adding for the risk factors because it's purely the theory one. And I can see lots of you are actually asking the theory ones, which you guys can go back and read in the guidelines, because how much of a we tell when you go back and read, that makes a lot of sense for all of you. Okay. Yes. Let's move on.